Saira, good morning children. Let's begin the class with a silent prayer. In our previous class, we have discussed about two physical quantities, distance and displacement. Today's class we can begin with a familiar topic, uniform motion and non-uniform motion. We have already studied in our earlier classes what is uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Uniform, as the word indicates, it is same, equal. When we are wearing the uniform, we are equal. Just like that, motion is uniform. It means it is if the object is traveling equal distance in equal intervals of time. And by the name non-uniform motion, we can understand it is not equal. It is traveling unequal distances in equal intervals of time. By taking the same, here in this case, the object is taking the equal time intervals for traveling equal distances. But here in this case, the object is covering unequal distances. Sometimes it may be long distance or it may be less distance in the equal intervals of time. It is known as non-uniform motion. We already studied the graphs for uniform motion and non-uniform motion. In the case of uniform motion, the distance time graph will be a straight line passing through the origin. Yes, we studied. In the case of distance uniform motion, the distance time graph will be a straight line passing through the origin. But in this case, it will be a curved line. In the case of non-uniform motion, the distance time graph will be a curved line. If a vehicle is traveling equal distances in equal intervals of time, we can say it is a uniform motion. But in our daily life, we can't see an object in uniform motion. Then in the case of clocks and all, we can see there is equal distance. It is covering in equal intervals of time. But in the case of non-uniform motion, there are more examples. Actually, a train starting from the railway station, it is traveling with a less speed, and after that it is traveling more distances in the same time. And another example, it is a freely falling object is another example for non-uniform motion. Our next topic is about speed. When we are looking to our surroundings, we can understand some objects are moving slowly and some are moving fastly. But how we can say accurately as whether the object is moving slowly or fastly? This rate of motion of an object can be explained by checking its speed. How we can check its speed? Actually, it is saying speed is the distance travelled by an object in a unit time. That is speed. We will get an equation for finding speed as speed is equal to distance by time. What is the definition for speed? Speed is the distance travelled by an object in a time. In a particular time, the object is travelling some distance. So, speed is equal to distance by time. And if you are considering the speed with the letter V and distance with the letter S and time with the letter T, we can write it as V is equal to S by T. Can you say what is the SI unit of speed? We know the SI unit of distance, as it is a length, its unit. The SI unit of distance is meter and the SI unit of time is second. So, the SI unit of speed is meter by second, or we can write it as meter per second, or we are writing it as meter second raised to -1. We can call it as meter per second as the SI unit of speed. And in some cases we have to use the larger unit as kilometer per hour, and if it is in the case of very small speed, we have to represent it with the centimeter per second. These are the units of speed. Speed is the distance travelled by an object in a unit time. Its SI unit is meter per second. It has another units called kilometer per hour or centimeter per second. And you may see two devices in our vehicle, speedometer and odometer. Do you see that? Speedometer is the device which shows the speed, instantaneous speed of the vehicle. As we know, when we are going through a vehicle, we can understand we cannot go in a particular speed always. Sometimes we have to apply the brakes, sometimes we have to stop the vehicle. So we have to understand at what speed we are going by looking the speedometer. So speedometer is the device which shows instantaneous speed of the vehicle. And what about it is given in meter per, it is given in kilometer per hour. The speed of vehicle, of a particular vehicle, is given in kilometer per hour, that is speedometer. Then odometer is another device which is inside the vehicle, which shows the distance travelled by the vehicle in kilometer. We can, by looking the odometer, we can understand how much distance travelled by the vehicle. By looking the speedometer, we can understand we are changing our speed instantaneously. We are changing our speed. So we can't say we are going in a particular speed. So in order to find speed of a moving vehicle, actually we have to find the average speed. The term average speed will give the actual speed of the vehicle. Actually, for finding average speed, we have to find the total distance travelled. Total distance travelled divided by total time taken. Okay, for finding the average speed, we have to divide total distance with total time taken for finding average speed. So, average speed will give the speed of the vehicle. So, today we talked about speed. Speed gives an idea about the rate of motion of an object, or it is the distance travelled by an object in a unit time. So, equation for finding speed is equal to distance by time. If an object is travelling a distance s in a time t, the speed will be equal to v is equal to s by t. The SI unit of speed is meter per second and the larger unit is kilometer per hour. In the vehicle, then we discussed about two devices or two instruments which is installed in a vehicle, that is speedometer and odometer. Speedometer will give the instantaneous speed of the vehicle in kilometer per hour, and by looking the odometer we can understand how much distance travelled by the vehicle. Then what about average speed? Average speed will give the speed of the vehicle. As the objects or as the vehicles are not going in a constant speed, we have to find, in order to find out the speed, we have to find its average speed. Average speed is the total distance travelled divided by total time taken. So, today's class, we can wind up today's class. Thank you.